Well, welcome to the Weekly Economic Snapshot. I'm here with Jill Gaebler, Executive Director of the Pikes Peak Housing Network. Jill, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here, Bill.
So Jill, tell us about the Pikes Peak Housing Network.
Well, the Pikes Peak Housing Network is a newish nonprofit organization in the Pikes Peak region. It was founded by a bunch of community members who care about affordable and attainable housing, and they wanted an organization that focused on advocacy for housing 24/7. And so this organization is doing that. We've been in place almost a year and a half now.
And you just recently released a report on the state of housing. What is the state of housing in the Pikes Peak region?
Well, thank you for that. We did just release our inaugural State of Housing report, which provides a lot of data around housing in the Pikes Peak region. And we're very excited about this. Pikes Peak Housing Network wants to be the first organization that someone calls when they have a question about housing, what the need for housing is, where they can find housing, et cetera. And the state of housing continues to be concerning. I mean, as you know, we are in the midst of a housing crisis, which appears to be getting worse. Right now, we just really need to focus on supply and building housing in our region.
So as a housing expert, is there anything that most people don't know about housing that you wish they knew?
That's a really good question. I think when people look around the Pikes Peak region, they see a lot of growth and they think we're full, that we need to pull up the drawbridge and stop growing as a community. And of course, first and foremost, there is no drawbridge. We can't keep people from coming to Colorado Springs and El Paso County. And they want to be here because it's a great community to live in. They visit here, they see how great it is. Our businesses are growing. And so we continue to grow. And even though we built several thousand apartment units in downtown, the vacancy rates aren't going up that much. And rents are not coming down that much. So we know that we still need additional supply to meet the need for housing. And additionally, we can't just put all that housing on the outskirts. We can't continue to grow outward and have a viably fiscally responsible city. We have to continue building inside our city and infill all over the city because people in our community, they want to live all over and we need to build housing for them.
So what are the most important current public policy issues for housing?
Well, currently, the City of Colorado Springs is about to revisit an update to its accessory dwelling unit ordinance. That is coming to the council on March 11th. And what is an accessory dwelling unit? Well, it is a granny flat or some sort of separate home on a homeowner's existing property or above a garage. It could be detached or it could be internal to the home. And that is a completely separate unit that can be rented out to a family. It could be used for your own family. We have a lot of boomerang kids or your parents. And we need that housing because often those accessory dwelling units are built in very desirable neighborhoods where people can't currently afford to buy a home or even rent a home. So it allows a family to come into a neighborhood where that might be close to their work, might be close to the great schools. And I believe it's really important for us to add that change to the ordinance that will make it easier for us to build accessory dwelling units in Colorado Springs. So again, that's coming March 11th, and you can always reach out to me. I can give you great talking points on that ordinance, and that could possibly bring up to 10 to 12,000 units to our communities. So that's not nothing.
What about at the state level?
Oh goodness. Well, we are in the midst of our 2025 legislative session, and as has been typical the last couple years, there are many housing bills that have already dropped. And although most of them seem to really support renters, they are really moving in the direction that by supporting renters, they're making housing far more expensive for landlords. And so we're seeing a lot of mom and pop owners stop renting their homes, and we need to really reach out to our legislators and let them know that a lot of the bills that they're currently dropping to support renters are not helping. They are in fact going to increase the cost of housing as landlords have to respond to the bills. Additionally, there is one bill at the legislature right now that supports or modifies the state statute around building condos. Currently, we're not building condos in the state of Colorado because the statute allows class action lawsuits that prevent developers from building them because they often lose so much money or go bankrupt, or they can't even get insurance. So hopefully we can change that state statute and give the developers a right to repair and make construction defects much easier to resolve instead of costing so much money. Because condos, they are often the entry-level type of housing that our community members, especially our young folks, can afford to buy. We need that.
Well, housing policy is certainly an area where you see a lot of examples of unintended consequences.
Oh, goodness. Well said.
So where can people go if they want to learn more about the Pikes Peak Housing Network or to read the State of Housing Report?
Great question. You can go to our website at PP for Pikes Peak housingnetwork.org. Again, that's pphousingnetwork.org. And on that website, you can find the report, and you can also email me to find out how to subscribe to our newsletter, which I send out once a month, and it's chock full of great housing information around the Pikes Peak region.
That sounds really interesting. Jill, thank you so much for the work that you're doing and for joining us today.
Thank you, Bill. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next week.